Hello and welcome to Law and More. My name's Celia Whittuck and I'm an Associate Solicitor in IBB Law's Education team. In this episode, I'll be talking about education law. Whenever people ask me what I do and I say I'm an education lawyer, the very first thing they ask me is, what exactly is that? What is education law? And it's funny because it sounds as though it should be simple, and in fact it is. It does what it says on the tin. Essentially, it is any matter which relates to education. So whether it is somebody who is accessing education or somebody who teaches in education and they have an issue which arises, then that is what education law is, and that is what we specialise in. The kinds of cases I'm working on at the moment include, for example, working with a mother of a child with seriously complex needs who requires the support of an education, health and care plan. And the current plan has not been updated for several years and is therefore not fit for purpose. And the local authority has been difficult in firstly updating the plan and complying with their legal requirements and providing a plan which is specific enough to meet her needs. So as clients, we receive instructions from anyone who accesses education, either as an individual or those working in education. So it can be anyone of any age, so from 0 to 100 years. In fact, I have currently a PhD student who is in her 70s. We also represent children at school. We represent college students, so pursuing further education. We have higher education students, those over 18. We have those working in education, so teachers, lecturers, professors, and also those who are working on placement as part of their educational course. So specifically at IBB, we deal with individuals only. We don't represent institutions, so we don't represent schools, colleges or universities, and we can only deal with the law in England and Wales. In terms of the types of cases we deal with any cases across the full breadth of the educational career. So for example, for preschool issues, we can deal with complaints, we can deal with breach of contract issues, disputes over fees, for example. Moving on to primary or secondary schools, we can deal with admissions and any appeals against refusals to admit pupils to schools. We can deal with exclusions, complaints, negligence, bullying, including cyberbullying, and disputes against independent schools. In terms of further and higher education, we can deal with degree classification disputes, academic appeals, concerns over fitness to practice, issues with PhDs, negligence, complaints to the Office of Independent Adjudicators of Higher Education, misconduct issues such as plagiarism or collusion, and accusations of harassment or assault dealt with through disciplinary procedures. In addition, we deal with special educational needs and disability, which covers anybody from the age of 0 to 25 years. We can help with the provision of education, health and care plans and the process involved in that, and appeals to the Special Educational Needs and Disability Tribunal. Common themes across all of our cases include reference to the Equality Act 2010 and any discrimination against people with protected characteristics, human rights, common law such as breach of contract or negligence, and public law principles which relate to fairness, rationality, proportionality, reasonableness and delay, and ultimately applications for judicial review against decisions made by public bodies which are seen to be unfair. A client would need an education lawyer specifically if they have any issue which relates to education law. Education law is highly specialised and there are many facets to it. For example, there are common themes such as discrimination, human rights, and principles of public law and natural justice, which are seen throughout all of our cases. And it's often the case that clients come to us having previously sought to fight their cases themselves or with the assistance of somebody who is not specialised in education law, and they have come unstuck. So, for example, they may have issued a claim in the employment tribunal rather than the county court. They may have missed the fact that a child who is seen as difficult in school is actually suffering from a special educational need, and the response by the school could be an act of disability discrimination in itself. There are many different facets which somebody without education law experience simply is not aware of, and so to ensure that you get the best advice practically and holistically, you should seek highly specialised advice from an education lawyer in the first instance. I hope this episode's been useful in introducing education law. If you'd like to find out more information about our education law team, please go to our website ibblaw.co.uk. You can also find out lots of useful information on IBB's Education Law Forum, which can be accessed through our Facebook page. Thank you very much and goodbye.